Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in today. Today's topic is going to be food storage for prepping and survival. And a few questions come up and stuff like this along the way that I'm going to try answering today. A lot of people would ask me, say, hey, if I'm kind of on a limited budget, what do you recommend prepping and storing to get you started? And my answer is always beans and rice. I know that's kind of the standard for prepping if you look on any videos or research it at all. But if you look back here in the back, I've got this bag of rice and there's a bag of beans back there. The bag of rice is a 25-pound bag of rice, and the beans is a 10-pound bag. I recently bought some more beans and rice, and the beans the total between the two, and I don't know the exact breakdown, but literally the combination of the two was around $15 and some change, right at $16 for both of those. So you get 25 pounds, you get 35 pounds total of food. And if you go back and look throughout history, I mean, everything, beans and rice is pretty much a staple, and a lot of people live on just rice and things like that if you look at third world countries. So it can be done. It's not ideal, but when you're on a budget, even myself, I budget what I buy. So it may be once every week or once every couple weeks, I'll buy $15, $16 if you want to say that, of beans and rice, and then just put it back. So the next thing comes up in storage. Well, I kind of got lazy and got behind on a little bit of my storage, and that's what I'm doing today, and that's why I wanted to do this video. Normally these 25-pound bags of rice and the beans, if I don't have containers yet or to put them in, I will store them in plastic totes. Nothing more, nothing less. No Mylar, no anything. They're just in there in a sealed type plastic tote, just to keep them until I get time to then store them the way I want to break it down. Now, there's videos all over the place about using Mylar and oxygen absorbers and heat guns or irons and sealing everything up and then put it in 5-gallon buckets and things like that. I don't use that method. There's nothing wrong with that method, and it works. My thing is, I like a little more grab and go. So I don't want to be dependent on having to break down a 25-pound bag of rice that's in Mylar to smaller portions. So like, I can pull one of these out, share with a friend, I can take it, have all this stuff stored. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to take all these and maybe store them again in plastic totes. I don't know how many will fit in a plastic tote, I hadn't looked yet, but so let's say there's 20 that'll fit in a plastic tote, then that's what I'll do. But I can at least grab and have already portioned out. These are free. These particular white milky looking containers you see back here is a product that I buy every week. Probably every week to 2 weeks I buy a new container of it. It's actually a tea concentrate, a sweet tea concentrate that I use. All you do is mix water with it. Matter of fact, it's a good prepping item because it's got a shelf life a little over a year, and you just add water to it and you get iced sweet tea. I know you're a sweet tea purist out there going, oh no, it's a concentrate, it's this and that. I hear you, but it's actually good tea. It doesn't really matter. You can use 2-liter bottles from drink companies. What I do, grab one over here and show you guys. I empty them out. I've got this to make them look prettier. You don't have to do this. I've got some stuff I put on here, let them soak overnight, and then I'll be able to take all this off in its nice clear bottle without the label residue on it. So just wash them out real good. I wash the caps and wash the bottles out really good, usually just hot water, and you don't really need bleach or anything, just a good hot water and a good shake and a good rinse out a time or two, and they're usually fine. Leave the caps off for around 2 to 4 days, depends on your humidity, and they'll dry out just fine naturally. If you want to speed that process up, you could put them in the dishwasher on the dry cycle. Just be a little careful of that. Some plastics possibly would melt because they get super hot in there when they do that. But I just leave the caps off and let them air dry. I just find a spot to put them, leave them sitting for 3 or 4 days, and then they're fine. No oxygen absorbers. I don't, you know, some of this rice, like this one bag I just pulled out of rotation, it's probably at least 2 or 3 years old, probably at least 2 years old, and it's not oxidized, it's not anything, and it's just been in one of these bags here. So I've been kind of lazy. I hadn't had to take time to clean bottles and stuff, and the method to cleaning bottles, in my opinion, and because I'm bad about not doing this, so I'm just kind of telling you what to do to avoid my mistakes, is as you use the bottle, go ahead and clean it, dry it, and set it to the side the minute you get time, because I wound up with like 30 bottles that I'm trying to do at one time, and it's, you know, you got the sink full of stuff, and it's just a pain. The easiest way to do it is keep the bottles clean as you use them, and then put them up, and then when you get ready to store stuff, then you can have accessibility. So what I do is I get a bowl like this, and I put the rice in, and I make a funnel. I just took one of these bottles here and I cut it off and made a funnel, and what I'm going to do is simply just put that, kind of make sure it lines up so I don't spill anything, and then I just start pouring it in. Get you a little scoop. You could use the bag. To me, putting it in a bowl makes it easier. Then when you get your lids, make sure you check them and dry them out real good. Make sure there's no moisture under there. And then tighten the lid down nice and tight. And once I do that, normally what I'll do at that point is I'll go ahead and label this with a Sharpie what it is. So I'll put rice, and then I will put today's date on it, and that way I can kind of keep up with it and what it is and how long I've had it and so forth, just so I'm rotating it out. Even though the shelf life is so long, it's probably not going to hurt anything anyway. But anyway, guys, just want to kind of share that with you today, since I was working on this little project trying to get caught up with a few food storage items. I store, like, even salt. This right here is salt that I store in those, and like I said, it's mostly to protect the product from moisture and things. So I do like the smaller containers, either 2-liter bottles or something like this. I just happen, these are nice quality bottles that I get because I use the product anyway. But you can use anything, juice bottles, anything that your food comes in that is plastic is usually food safe, so you'll be fine storing it. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any experience with stuff like this, go ahead, and if you want to chime in, share that with us. But this is just kind of my method. I've used the Mylar stuff in the past, and I've just wound up going to this method. It's just simpler and easier to me, and I don't have to buy anything. And especially, you know, some things would need an oxygen absorber. So far, as long as I've been prepping like forever and storing things like this, I've never had an issue, and I hadn't used oxygen absorbers. Some people use mason jars, by the way, and I don't have a problem with that. A, they're expensive. Usually you have to buy them. And B, they're glass, they can break. So I want to grab something and go that possibly if I drop it, it's not going to break. But anyway, that's my method, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. If you would, if you like our videos, give us that thumbs up. That helps us with YouTube and the way they rank us and share our videos and stuff. That's always helpful. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, and you'll get a lot more videos similar to this about prepping, survival, outdoor, hunting, fishing, a little everything, guns, gear. We do a lot of reviews and things like that. Well, anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll bring you another video shortly. Have a great day, guys.